The great leader sat in his grand office, staring at a financial report that refused to cooperate. "The numbers aren't adding up," said his finance minister, drenched in the sweat of someone dangerously close to being blamed. The problem? Too much money going out, not enough money coming in. And for reasons that remained deeply inconvenient, the hungry still needed food, the sick still needed care, and most frustratingly, the children of dead workers insisted on continuing to exist. So the great leader did what all truly visionary leaders do. He outsourced the problem. Enter the great advisor, a man so wealthy his spare change could buy small countries. Surely, someone who knew how to accumulate wealth could also solve the problem of spending it. His solution simple. Step 1, workers could no longer quit. Turnover is expensive, he said. This is an efficiency measure. Step 2, orphanages were closed. If children need food, he reasoned, perhaps they should have invested in better parents. Step 3, dissenting workers were whipped. The Minister of Labor called this a firm but loving incentive. Step 4, the disabled were removed. Not harmed, of course, just gently shoved out into the streets, where they were free to innovate new ways to survive. And at last, the great advisor declared, "The budget is balanced." Of course, there was just one tiny issue. With the streets now clogged with the starving and the abandoned, the great advisor had to fix this new problem. So naturally, wandering became illegal. A new prison was built, funded by the government but owned by the great advisor. And as the costs of maintaining prisoners skyrocketed beyond what the old social programs had ever required, the great advisor once again looked to the great leader and said, "Good news, we can fix the budget next year." The moral? When greed writes policy, the bill always comes due. So if you're tired of watching history run the same stupid script on repeat, maybe it's time to write a new one. Join us at thecultofbrighterdays.com, where we prefer our dystopias fictional, and our satire a little too real.